Have you ever wondered what makes you you? The answer lies within the tiny, bustling universe of cells. Each one of us is a vibrant mosaic of these microscopic entities, each performing its own dance of life. Cells are the fundamental building blocks of life, the smallest unit capable of sustaining life. They're not just blobs of jelly, but rather intricate miniature worlds, filled with components that each have a role to play. In this journey, we'll explore the basic components of cells, from the energy factories known as mitochondria to the command center that is the nucleus. We'll delve into their functions and uncover the fundamental processes of cell division. Imagine a bustling city. That's what a cell is like. Each part playing its own important role to ensure the city thrives. Intrigued? Dive with us into this miniature universe and discover the intricate workings of a cell. Cells, the building blocks of life, have a complex structure, each part having a unique role. Let's delve into this microscopic wonderland and take a closer look. Imagine a bustling city, but at a scale so minuscule, it's invisible to the naked eye. This is what the interior of a cell looks like. Each building and inhabitant within this city has a distinct job to do, contributing to the cell's overall function. First, we have the nucleus, the city hall of the cell, if you will. It's the command center housing our DNA, the blueprint for all the cell's functions. The DNA contains instructions for every protein the cell will ever need to produce. It's like the city's master plan, dictating how everything should run. Next, the mitochondria, the power plants of the cell. They're the energy producers, converting nutrients into a form of energy the cell can use. This process, known as cellular respiration, is what keeps the cell, and by extension us, alive and kicking. It's as if every city needs power plants to keep the lights on and the machinery running. Then we have the ribosomes, the factories of the cell. They read the instructions from the DNA and use them to build proteins, the building blocks of the cell. Think of them as manufacturing plants, churning out products needed for the city to function. And let's not forget the cell membrane, acting as the city walls, protecting the cell from the outside world. It's selective about what it lets in and out, maintaining a balanced environment for the cell to function. These components, along with many others, each play a crucial role in the cell's survival. They interact and communicate, working together like a well-oiled machine, ensuring the cell can perform its duties. They create, they protect, they generate energy, and they carry out the instructions laid out in the DNA. These tiny components, working in harmony, make life as we know it possible. It's an intricate dance of elements, a symphony of life playing out on a microscopic scale. And all this happening right now inside every single cell in your body. Imagine a bustling city within a cell. That's what mitochondria are. Just as a city generates energy to support its residents' activities, mitochondria produce energy to power the cell. These fascinating organelles, tiny structures within the cell, function as the cell's energy factories. Mitochondria are unique in several ways. Not only do they have their own DNA, separate from the cell's nuclear DNA, but they also reproduce independently. This self-replication allows mitochondria to increase in number when the cell needs more energy. Now let's talk about how these energy factories work. Mitochondria convert chemical energy from food into a form the cell can use. This process, known as cellular respiration, involves the breakdown of glucose, a simple sugar, into water and carbon dioxide, releasing energy in the form of ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. ATP, often referred to as the energy currency of the cell, powers nearly every cellular activity. But mitochondria do more than just produce energy. They also play a role in regulating cell life and death, contributing to processes such as cell growth and cell death. So in essence, mitochondria are much more than passive power generators. They are dynamic and versatile organelles, critical to the cell's survival and function. The mitochondria are the powerhouses, the energy factories of the cell. Every city needs a command center, and for a cell, it's the nucleus. This pivotal component of the cell operates much like the mayor's office in a bustling city. It's from here that all the commands are issued, the guidelines are set, and the master plan is stored. The nucleus is the most prominent organelle in a cell, and it's where you'll find the cell's genetic material, DNA. This DNA is the blueprint for the entire organism, carrying the instructions for every protein and for every single cell in the body. It's like a recipe book that contains all the formulas for creating and maintaining the organism. Now, the nucleus doesn't just store DNA, it also controls when and where these recipes are used. For instance, a liver cell needs different instructions than a brain cell, so the nucleus ensures that each cell gets the right set of instructions at the right time. But how does the nucleus do all this? Well, it's all thanks to a structure called the nuclear envelope. This double membrane acts as a security gate, deciding what can go in and out of the nucleus. It protects the DNA and keeps it separate from the rest of the cell. Inside the nucleus, you'll also find the nucleolus. This is the site of ribosome production. Ribosomes are the cell's protein factories, and it's the nucleolus's job to make sure they're assembled correctly before they head out to start their work. All these functions make the nucleus a vital player in the life of a cell. But it's not just about keeping things running smoothly day to day. The nucleus also plays a key role when it's time for the cell to divide. It ensures that each new cell gets a complete, accurate copy of the DNA. This is the basis of growth, development, and healing in organisms. From storing the blueprints of life to directing cellular activities, the nucleus truly is the command center of the cell. It's the brain of the operation, the holder of the master plan, and the guardian of genetic information. The nucleus, the cell's command center, holds the blueprint of life. Next, meet the cell's diligent workers, the ribosomes. These tiny yet mighty components are the cell's protein factories. They may be small, but don't be fooled. Their role is monumental. Ribosomes are like master chefs, meticulously following the recipe to create proteins. Now, you might wonder what makes proteins so special. Well, proteins are the cell's workforce. They perform most of the cell's functions, from acting as enzymes speeding up chemical reactions to providing structural support to assisting in cell communication and transportation of molecules. They are the unsung heroes, keeping the cell, and in turn us, functioning smoothly. But how does a ribosome make a protein? It's a process called protein synthesis. Ribosomes read the genetic information in a molecule called messenger RNA, or mRNA for short. This mRNA is like a recipe book for the ribosome, providing the instructions for assembling amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, in the correct order. Ribosomes are the cell's diligent workers, tirelessly synthesizing proteins. They float freely in the cell's cytoplasm or attach themselves to the endoplasmic reticulum, a network of membranes within the cell. Whether free or bound, their mission remains the same: to create proteins that enable the cell to function and thrive. The ribosomes, the cell's protein makers, are crucial for the cell's survival. Cells don't live forever, so how does life continue? Through the dance of cell division. Now, imagine a dance floor pulsating with rhythm, only this dance floor is a cell, and the rhythm is the cycle of life itself. The dance we're talking about here is cell division, the biological process by which a single cell divides into two identical daughter cells. This dance is choreographed to perfection, starting with a phase called interphase. Here, the cell prepares for the dance, duplicating its DNA and making sure everything's in order. It's like stretching before the big performance. Next, the spotlight shines on prophase. Here, the cell's DNA, which has been loosely spread out, starts to condense into tightly coiled structures known as chromosomes. It's as if the dancers are taking their positions, ready to start the show. Metaphase follows, where the chromosomes line up in the middle of the cell. This is the grand spectacle, the moment when all dancers are in the center, waiting for the music to reach its crescendo. Then anaphase takes the stage. The chromosomes, each made up of two identical sister chromatids, are pulled apart to opposite ends of the cell. It's like the dancers splitting into pairs, each moving to a different side of the stage. Finally, in telophase and cytokinesis, the cell itself splits in two, each with a complete set of chromosomes. The dance concludes, the music fades, but the dancers are ready for the next performance. And so, the dance of cell division ends, only to begin again. It's a never-ending ballet, performed by every single cell in your body, Every moment of your life, it's a dance of precision, a dance of life, a dance of continuity. The dance of cell division allows life to continue one cell at a time,